the gentleman from Virginia rise?
Strike the last word.
The gentleman's recognized for 5 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I would have to rise in opposition to the amendment. I agree with many of the comments that were made in regard to everybody trying to be reasonable and work some things out on this. But one of the concerns that I have, and the reason that the language is as it is in the bill, which says that it's 5 years unless there's an extension by the administrator, is that in the real world sense of things, many companies find it difficult to hit the target. And I would hate to see us losing jobs because we had 5 years and 1 month. And under this amendment, if they needed 5 years and 1 month or 5 years and 6 months to comply, then they would not be in compliance, and it may very well cost jobs and cause a company to make a decision that they don't think they can make it. And real world examples, everything is not perfect, and I've discussed this several times, but one of the factories in my area, the Celanese company, you know, they have to see what the regs look like, then they have to see if they can retool for using coal. If that takes time to figure out whether they can retool their facility to meet the compliance. If they can't meet the compliance, then what about natural gas or some other fuel source? Well, guess what? They don't have a natural gas line coming into the community where they're located that would have enough natural gas in it for any industrial purpose. So as a result of that, they then have to try to figure out how they're going to cross rivers and mountains in order to get natural gas into that community in order to keep those jobs available. And, you know, the problem with this amendment is it is a solid 5 years you're done. And what we're trying to do with the bill overall, while we want to be reasonable and want to try to work something out, we want to also have the EPA administrator in a position that in real world circumstances, with real world jobs, not in the ivory towers of the universities necessarily, or even here in the ivory towers of Washington, but out there on the hustings, the real world jobs have to be taken into account, and sometimes it takes 5 years and 1 month or 5 years and 6 months, and that's why I would urge that we defeat this amendment.
Gentleman yields back.